Hi everyone. So in this video we will talk about why you should not take even what's called as good debt or the problem with good debt. Okay, many say there are like two different types of debt. So first kind of debt is good debt, uh, and the other is bad debt. Okay, so what is the difference between good debt and bad debt? Okay, I mean that's what most people say, that good debt is the one which is like used to buy an asset. Most of the time it's used to buy an income generating asset, and bad debt is the one which is not, it's just the opposite of good debt. So which is not used to buy an asset, and I mean which is not used to buy an income generating asset. Like examples could be like just to buy some stuff, or some like luxury products, say for example TV or something like that. So, and the example for a good debt is like a home loan. uh, a house could be an asset, like when you rent it out you get to have the rental income, right? So that is a asset. So like my problem with this is you should not even take good debt, like I mean you should not take debt even to buy assets, even to buy assets. Okay, so that is like what I really like what I personally feel, and of course that is just my opinion, and I'm going to give you why I think so. Okay, yeah. So first thing is, whether it is good debt or bad debt, it still has to be paid back and with interest, right? Like if you fail to pay back the debt, then the consequences will be same. It does not like matter whether it was good debt or bad debt. The consequences of it, if you fail to pay back, will be the same no matter it's good or bad, right? So that's the first thing, that debt, and it is a negative feedback loop. Like the interest keeps on increasing, and if you like fail to pay back your uh, EMIs exactly, then there will be interest on top of the interest which you have not paid back, right? Like the it depends on the loan structure, how, like it depends on the terms when you have signed the loan, uh, but like most of the time uh, interest just keeps on growing if you fail to pay back. Yeah, so actually debt is nothing but you are borrowing from your future self. Okay, you are borrowing from yourself, but you are borrowing from your future self, and it has to be paid back, because it has to be paid back in the future, because from your future earnings. Okay, so and in the future, uh, like it is essentially betting on uncertainty. I mean betting on the certainty, but the future is actually uncertain, right? uh, your future earnings are obviously uncertain, just like the returns from the stock market, right? The returns from the stock market are exponential. You can see the uh, returns curve, right? How the stock prices have, like how the stock market has rallied, that is exponential, right? That is not linear, it does not go in a straight line, it goes in a exponential curve. So with the debt, yeah, that exponential curve is due to the something what we call as compounding effect, right? So the same compounding also happens with debt, right? But it happens in reverse. Okay, uh, like your liabilities, that is the amount you need to pay back, that grows exponentially, right? And not like what you own. Like if you had not taken the debt, and it means your assets are growing exponent. I mean, if you had invested in stock market, like you would have gotten an exponential return. Yeah, but with debt, it's reverse, and you are losing money exponentially. Okay, the exponential curve is the same, but it's just in reverse. Yeah, so that is first thing why you should avoid debt, including good debt. Okay, so what is the second reason? So second reason is that money, okay, it concerns about the macroeconomic factors in which money is itself is created. Okay, so like money is created from debt. Uh, I mean, like that's like out of the scope of this video, but just understand that in this world, okay, macroeconomically, there is more debt than there is money. Okay, the amount of credit money or the debt, right, that is measured with the term called M3 money, and the actual amount of money that is there in the entire world, that is called as M2 money. Okay, M2 is the actual money, M3 money is the debt. Okay, like when you look at the graph that is showing how much M2 money is present and how much M3 money is present, right, you can see that there is a lot more M3 money than there is M2 money, which means there is so much debt in the entire world than there is enough money to pay it off with. Like it's more than like 3 to 4 times than the actual money in existence. So if this is the case, then like how are you, like how is anyone going to pay back their debt? Like there's only so much money available, and the total debt is like so much many times more than the actual amount of money available. Then how is the entire debt is going to be paid back, right? So that's what happens in reality is there will be many defaults, right? Either you can default on your debt, or someone else can default on their debt. uh, so that is what happens, right? uh, like this cannot go on for perpetuity, like it cannot go on for forever, right? Like this, so there will be defaults at least someday, but I don't know when that day is going to come, right? uh, yeah, most of the debt is from like government debt and all those things. But yeah, like even if it does not matter too much for your individual perspective, I'm just saying how this entire game is so ridiculous, and why you should stay away from it, right? Because if you do not understand something, then completely stay away from it. It is better to like stay away from something that you don't understand than to uh, you know jumping into the ocean. You don't know what's in there for you, right? Yeah, so I think I will make a separate video about the M3 and M2 money. Yeah, but this was just like a introduction, you can say. Yeah, so that was the second reason why you should not take debt. So and the third reason is that people, even like people, I can say that those who are giving debt, right, they want you to take debt, right? The corporations, the banks, and all those institutions who are like lending out money, they really want you to take more and more debt, so that like they can earn more and more money in form of interest. I mean, like it's just capitalism, right? They want more profits, so they are ready to give you debt, money. I mean, so they are ready to lend you money, and you have to obviously pay it back with the interest, right? So that is what you see in lot of marketing and advertising, right? They say how easy it is to take the loan and how easily you can pay it back. Uh, take for example student loan. Like I have seen so many people suffering from student loans, right? Like my friends, uh, I have seen that like very closely how like debt affects you and how it affects your life, and how people struggle with debt, uh, even good debt, like yeah. So like all these advertising, like even in very like subtle forms, we will not even realize that it's advertisement or like it's propaganda or something, but you will definitely fall for it. And if you are considering of taking that, I think you have already fallen for it. Yeah, so and the thing is like it's very difficult to distinguish between good debt and bad debt. For any debt you take, it's very easy to convince yourself like that this is good debt. I'll be able to pay it back. I'm like taking debt to invest in a asset and all those things. So for example, let's say iPhone or a MacBook. So do you think it is a good debt? No, like you might not think it is a good debt. So, but right, how the how the lenders like convince you that this is a good debt? Okay, I'll just give you an example. Okay, so they'll say that these products will like help you save your time by running smoothly. Okay, instead of other cheaper products or other affordable products like which will have some issues, bottlenecks, like they will break down and they will be buggy. uh, so so these products they are better than those affordable products, so you should like buy these costly stuff which will help you save time and it will reduce your downtime so that like you can earn more money in the time that you have like saved. Right, so this is a like a assumption and that's what like you are betting on, right? So what if things did not go as planned? Right, that is the risk of uncertainty you will inherently get with debt, right? The risk of uncertainty is always there. It is always a factor you will have to consider. Yeah, so this became so the iPhone became a good debt in that case. Like it's just about how you convince yourself. A good debt and bad debt is just to like convince yourself, and all of the debt is same. Whether it is good or bad, that does not matter at all. Yeah, in even coming back to the iPhone example, like you could have saved so much money, like without getting into debt, you could have saved so much money that yeah, that you like didn't even have to pay back and work hard for that paying back of the debt. So yeah, so it is like very complicated stuff, and if you don't want to get into the I mean sorry complications, and if you don't understand, it's like very good that to stay away from the debt. Okay, and what about is real estate an asset? Like when you consider any asset, right? I mean when you are considering to take on debt to purchase any asset, that is like if you are convinced that it is a good debt. So what about real estate? Coming to the example of a real estate, many people think it is a good debt. Like real estate only appreciates in value, like a plot of land in a city, uh, or let's say agricultural land. Like some of the big investors, like they do put into agricultural land money, but for most of the people, like they want to own a plot in a city and they want to have their own house, right? Yeah, so is real estate a asset? But what if there was something like a real market collapse as in 2008 housing crisis in the US? Like even then, even the price of your real estate like goes rock bottom. It collapses. You still have to pay back the debt in full and with interest, right? So that is obviously like a risk of uncertainty, that you don't know what is going to happen in the future. It's better like to not bet on the future and live in the uh, and live like below the means without getting into debt. So like that is what I think.